This is HLS training on RGB conversion. What that is taking three incandescent or LED strings, those are colored, single colored strings, and combining them into a dumb RGB string. Okay, so you're going to take three strings and you're going to convert it into one. HLS does that. And that's what this training is going to be about. One of the users said, hey, I've had some mini trees in many of my sequences, but they've all been driven by independent incandescent strings. I want to unwrap all of those mini trees and I want to add a RGB string to it instead. How can I do that? Or he knows how to do it, but there's some confusion. So this is a very simple training to show you. You can do this on your own just so you can go through the exercise to see how it is. What I've done is I just started a simple sequence. I added 3 channels. Okay, then I came up and I clicked on unfreeze name to edit and I named them. And I just in this example did mini tree red, green, and blue. And I assigned the colors to it. And then I created a display and I put some effects down. And I want you to be conscious of these effects because you'll see how the conversion processes them. So at the beginning, we've got 3 independent effects. So when they merge, if you think of merging as sliding everything up to the top, those, oh, go away. Those 3 will be all by themselves. Now when these come up, you'll have green by itself, but then you'll have a combination of green and red, which I think is yellow. Then you'll have red, then you'll have a combination of red and blue, and then you'll have blue. And then you'll just have red. Then you'll have a combination of red and green, and then you'll have a combination of all 3, and this is white. Okay, so if we see that in our result, then we know that our RGB conversion was done properly. So let's go ahead and go through the process now of converting 3 independent channels into one RGB. We go to Manage Channels, and we say Auto Convert to RGB. Now in this grid, you have your 3 channels. And these 3 channels, we only want one of them to have data on. So pick which one you want. I don't care if you want to pick the red one, the green one, or the blue one, okay? We'll pick the red one for this example. We're just going to run them all across. So I'm going to click on red, and I'm going to put it here. So I'm now starting, this is going to be my RGB line. And I just told HLS, for the name of this RGB over here, this new RGB channel, I want you to take mini tree red, and that's going to be the red component. I want you to take mini tree green, and that's going to be the green component. And I'm going to take mini tree blue, and that's going to be the blue comment. So I clicked there, and then I clicked over here. So we've taken these 3 from 3 rows and we put them into 1 row into 3 columns. Now if you notice, the new RGB channel is going to be called mini tree blue. It's going to be called the last channel that was added. So if you want the red one, then just do the green, just make the red one the last one you assign. Okay? Now what you're going to end up, I'll tell you here now, when you do the conversion, you're going to have mini tree red and mini tree green are going to be gone. Those channels are going to be gone. The only thing you're going to have left is mini tree blue. You may want to then go into Manage Channels and change that name to be more appropriate. If you're only having one sequence, I would go into Manage Raw Channels and just change the name. If you have this same conversion you need to do in multiple sequences, then before we hit OK, you're going to want to save this conversion profile. I'll save all of this information, so then all you have to do in the other sequences is load the conversion profile, and all of these conversion sequences will be complete. What I would do then is use HLS's CSV conversion file process. That would allow you then to go in and tell HLS, hey, wherever you find the name mini tree blue, change it into this. And once you've done that, it's a simple Excel file. That's a CSV, is a comma delimited Excel file. Once you've done that, then there are processes with HLS that you can just load that and it'll go in and automatically rename everything. I won't go into this training video. Hopefully, I'm giving you just enough that if you're interested, you'll go explore it yourself. Okay? So when I hit OK, it's going to go through and it's going to do all these merging, it's going to do the deleting, and it's going to shut down HLS. Okay? So we're going to have to restart it to see our effect. So here we go. Now, by the way, I'm using my debugger, so when we bail out, you're going to see me in my debugger. And we're done. And we're in my debugger. So we're going to start it back up. We're going to launch HLS. Now let's open it. I was doing a test RGB conversion. And there we are. Notice, we have our three independents. I said we would have green merged with red as yellow. Then we've got yellow. Got red merged with blue as canine or purple or whatever. And then we have blue. And then we had red. Then we had red and green, which is yellow. Then we had red, green, and blue, which is white. And go away. Excuse me, that's my recording thinking it's being smart. So, hopefully this training video, without all the little interruptions in between, has given you an idea of what takes place when you do an RGB conversion and what you're going to end up with. If we look at managed channels, you're going to find we only have one, and it's now an RGB channel, and it's called Mini Tree Blue. If you wanted to change that, we could just do uncheck. Got to slide that over. And we'll just call it, how do we call it? Mini Tree RGB. How about that? Okay. And we hit done. And we're all set. I hope this training video helps those who are interested in doing this process. Enjoy.